you can't give me that, you better move along. If me have a man and him a run down the world, me have a man and him a run down the girl, me a go low and make him go on. Me a go low and make him go on. Cause me no want no man with girly girly, and me no want no man to abuse me. Me a go low and make him go on. Me a go low and make him go on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is the Entertainment Buzz.
hear me told ya.
Yo, yo, yo. What them say? Up to the buzz. Me don't know. The buzz.
You know how we roll.
This is the Entertainment Buzz.
Further on in the buzz.
That is why they part our things. And them searching and searching. Like what just on the clip them.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back in the time.
Sky, are you? All the respect and ice up. Like a flag. Hear me now. So about it. Dig it way.
Entertainment Buzz are the real thing, man. Sorry.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to welcome you to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. Welcome to our listeners, definitely. You can hear me, Bones?
I can hear you. It's a little low in here, but we're hearing you. How you doing, darling?
I am good. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Boy, what an eventful week in Jamaica.
It has been extremely eventful. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, darling?
Well, so much to talk about, but first let us encourage our listeners to follow us if they're not following us already. So remember, you can check us out at IRIFM_JA on Instagram. Twitter, it's IRI_FM, and Facebook, it's simply IRIFM.
It's so, can I be honest with you,
Yes.
Kishima? I am disappointed with my parish. I'm disappointed because, you know, one of the worst things is that what has happened with Montego Bay, it's so closely related to where I live. It's like about 5-6 minutes.
Wow, I thought so when I heard the location, but
it hurts.
continue.
It hurts. And, you know, when I hear all the things that have happened in terms of the so-called cult behavior,
The sacrifices.
I would have never thought. As much as it happens in Montego Bay, I did not think it happened in Jamaica overall. It's hurtful.
Because it's one of those stories that you would hear and you wouldn't believe that it is happening right here in Jamaica. For persons who are unaware of what's going on, of course, you know, members within the entertainment industry, they have been reacting to the news. Spragga Benz, Foota Hype, Cecile, Mr. Lex, and Lila Ike are some of the entertainers who have expressed horror at Sunday night's bizarre incident in Montego Bay where 2 people were killed as part of a human sacrifice during a ritual by members of what the police theorized to be a religious cult. And even more details, Bones, more information coming out where they believe, according to latest police reports, they wanted to kill some 144 persons and then leave the island by an ark.
What kind of ark? I don't get that. I don't get the killing. I don't get the religious cult. I don't get the ark. What is happening in our country? It is scary. It is stupid. It is ridiculous. I just do not. I'm trying to find words to communicate to our friends in the public, but ridiculous, ridiculous. If I look stupid, I look ridiculous. I don't understand what is happening. And what it is that it's happening like maybe 6-7 minutes from where I live in Montego Bay.
Did you know this individual?
No. No, I didn't. My mother cussed me all the while in Kishima. She says to me, "You're not spiritual." I said, "That's not true. I am spiritual. I'm not biblical for certain things." But this is ridiculous.
It is, and just just the way how persons were just like sheep, following this man's every command. Do you think though that members of the church should face jail time?
Yep, I think so. And I think they should. They're aware of what was happening. And to be honest with you, I don't know. Most people don't know what is happening in churches. To be honest with you, I know churches have their rules. They will say to you, don't cream your hair, don't wear certain things, especially do not wear makeup. Don't do this, don't do that, so on and so on. That's their rule. But I don't get the church.
What is interesting too, like there is this narrative that when it comes on to the ills in society, the music, specifically dancehall music, is at the helm, is responsible. Who is responsible now for such atrocities happening, for murder? And then you look at the church, you look at the space where people are going there to worship. What do you say to your flock when you can slash the throat of a woman? What do you say to your members to keep them coming repeatedly? And for me, I just believe that this is not the first. It's just that they're busted now, but I believe that this is something that has been going on before.
I agree. This is something that has been going on for a long time. When they cuss about dancehall and what dancehall represents, and then you hear or see what happens here in this so-called church, leave dancehall alone. Dancehall is great. As a matter of fact, generally, we are great. This foolishness that is happening with this stupid church, with this overweight, fat-faced, ugly pastor. I didn't want to meet him and box him 20 times. How could he be doing this?
I mean, I don't believe 20 bucks or slaps across the face can suffice.
You're right.
He is where he needs to be, and he needs to be locked up along with the members of his flock, especially the ones who put their children at risk and brought them into such a horrific situation.
So
they should get the full brunt of the law.
And the people who follow his rubbish. How do people follow that rubbish? People from the constabulary and people from other walks of life listen and follow and relate to this rubbish. They're related. They should be locked up as long as he should be locked up. Rubbish.
I mean, murder is murder, and they conspired to it. They should just start, as in the law enforcement officials should just start digging.
You know what I'd love, Kish, is that if I could have somebody from the church validate on this program
The hogwash.
the hogwash.
All right. Well, I am sure Jody is on it. Let us
Jody,
see if before
I want
the
immediately.
program ends, we can get a member from that church right there in Montego Bay. Like you expressed, Bones, you're very disappointed, at your parish, and especially since you are some 6 houses?
Not 6 houses, 5 or 6 minutes away.
Minutes. Oh, away.
Minutes.
Wow.
Disgraceful, man. Disgraceful. And obviously, this is something that has been going on for a long time.
I believe this is not the first time. They know just got caught, but the elders, the seniors within the church, they should really, during the investigation process, go very hard at them and drill every single member, every single participant.
Validate why this is sensible. Not true, Jody. Thank you. How you doing, Jody? Hey, by the way, Kashima, you want to see Jody?
I see that she's distracting you.
Apologies.
But it's good distraction.
Extremely.
Also, in our hot topics, I'm not sure you heard, but Facebook is planning to rebrand itself with a name change. According to reports, the company plans to announce the new name next week. In a CNN report, Facebook wants to be known for more than just social media. The name change may reflect Facebook's direction into the metaverse. And the idea is to create a space similar to the internet where users via digital avatars can walk around and interact with one another in real time. In theory, users could sit around a virtual meeting table with remote colleagues and then walk over to a virtual Starbucks to meet up with a friend. Can you imagine?
I can. I actually can. If so many things have happened with this particular app, I'm not surprised. What do you think about it?
It is the way of the world. We are delving deeper into the digital sphere of things, and as it relates to technology, it is ever changing. It is changing in a swift manner. So I think persons just have to go with the times, or you're gonna be left behind, sadly, because that's just the way of the digital world.
The beautiful singer, who I love so much, Savannah, she faces trial after a fatal crash. Reggae singer Savannah will reappear in court November 23 to answer charges causing death by dangerous driving. The singer, who appeared in the Westmoreland Parish Court on Tuesday for a preliminary hearing relating to the charge, Savannah, whose given name is Anna Blake, boy, I tell you, who is under no restriction, is still free to go about her business of entertainment and performing in concerts locally and internationally. Savannah course case arises from an incident along the Scott Cove Main Road in Westmoreland in the parish on May 25. The police report that Savannah was driving a Honda City motor car towards Kingston when it collided with a Honda Fit going in the opposite direction. What are your thoughts of Savannah not facing any charges right now?
Well, the matter is before the court as we speak. I mean, condolences to the family of the individual who lost a life in this incident. I guess you can just only imagine how she's feeling, because, it is an accident. We're not sure as it relates to the details surrounding the accident or what happened, but especially if it is a situation where something happened and, where she wasn't in the wrong, not sure what happened or how it went, but she cannot be feeling contented having this dark cloud looming over her head. We're following the story. The matter is before the court, so we'll keep our listeners posted. But I'm sure it's a very sad situation, and I cannot imagine how she or the members who lost someone as a result of the accident, how they are feeling. Tragic.
It's rough. Savannah was charged on June 1 and made her first appearance in courts on September 28th, which time she was fingerprinted. It's rough. It's rough. We know Savannah here. It's hard.
It's not a good situation to be in. So let us see how this one transpired. And in the same breath, again, condolences to the family who is mourning the death of a loved one.
Social media highlights and highs and lows with Shanice Williams and Tristan Wilson. What are your thoughts? Should we go to that?
Well, before we go to that, let us talk a little bit about Jacure. Remember last week when we spoke, he was expected to go before the court.
Yes.
Well, he had his time before the court. What happened basically is that he was remanded and he has a new court date where he'll make another appearance on October 25. According to our source in the Netherlands, they told us that Jacure could be remanded for another 3 months based on his previous conviction and Dutch laws. So that's the situation there. And, all of this is stemming from an incident where he allegedly stabbed a concert promoter, Ricardo Papa Blake, in the stomach on October 1. And we understand that following the incident, Blake was reportedly hospitalized for 8 days after doctors performed a 5-hour surgery that saved his life. So it's a tough situation for Jacure right now. It's not looking very promising. And we understand that Dutch laws, they are very, very serious, and it's him in a foreign country. And based on the information that we're getting, he is clearly in the wrong, according to the details.
And what we understand is that it's a very strict country in terms of what has happened. And he needs to move his furniture, all his belongings, into prison. Let us see what happens. Sorry, but guess what? I saw it go. All right, so we're going to go to the social media highs and lows with Shanice Williams and Tristan Wilson.
It's now time for social media highs and lows.
Girl, you know so what going on social media?
Yeah, girl, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It's your social media highs and lows.
Like I every other day, them find something new for try. Them no mention my name, them no feel them not the light.
This and every Wednesday, we've got the online buzz.
I'm Tris.
And I'm Shanice.
Let's jump right into the highs for this week. The life and activism of Bob Marley will officially be on show in a musical at the Lyric Theatre in London. The musical, titled Get Up, Stand Up, celebrates the life of the Jamaican icon from his life of poverty to becoming the international star we all know today. The musical, which is directed by Clinton Dyer, has stars like Nigerian-British actor Rince Kenny as Marley, alongside actresses Gabrielle Brooks as Rita Marley and Shanae Holmes as Cindy Breakspear. The production, which took 6 years to mature, was further delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Get Up, Stand Up began previews at the Lyric Theatre on October 1st, with its official opening date set for October 20, 2021, which is today.
In the lows for this week. Now, after the abduction of the 2 little girls last week, the police have been on the hunt for suspected abductor Davian Bryan. Since then, Crime Stop has offered a $200,000 reward for information leading to Bryan's arrest. So far, we haven't heard any definite leads, so persons have been on the edge and on high alert for this person. And speaking of high alert, just this morning a man was killed in St. Thomas. Was he the suspect? No, so why was he killed? Well, because of what is termed mistaken identity. It is alleged that the residents thought he was Davian Bryan. Now, police report that the man, who residents say is unknown to the area, was spotted in the community. Residents raised an alarm and he was chased and attacked. The police say the injured man, who had stab wounds, was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, since this incident, persons have been expressing mixed reactions. Some mention that they knew something like this would happen. Others are saying that St. Thomas people really not play. While other persons are saying, hey, leave the jungle justice alone and let the police do their job. Stop being so bloodthirsty. But people, please, one innocent life was lost. Don't let it happen again. If you have any information on the suspect, just contact the police, please.
So from Bob Marley's life being turned into a musical
to supposed jungle justice,
who do you think took social media this week?
Well, that's for another conversation. Check it before you click it, because once you hit send, you may be a social media high or low.
And that's your social media highs and lows. Catch us next Wednesday for What's Buzzing.
I'm Shanice.
And I'm Tris.
Bye.
All right. Thank you there, Shanice Williams and Tristan Wilson, for social media highs and lows.
And of course, we are getting to our discussion. Church leaders condemn religious tragedy. And I think this is so fitting. 8 male members and pastor of Pathway International Kingston Restoration Ministries in St. James, where 2 people were killed on Sunday night in a bizarre ritual, remain in police custody as detective contemplates what charges should be slapped on them. What are your thoughts? I mean,
murder is murder. I mean, we opened with this conversation, and I'm thinking that, look, you're seeing where people were injured in the space as a result of attempted sacrifice. Persons were murdered as a result of being sacrificed. There is no contemplation as it relates to the charges. Do your investigation and slap the appropriate murder charges across the board. Give it to the entire congregation, because if persons were in the midst of a murder, they did not stand up, they didn't say anything, they weren't against it, then they are part of they facilitated, they conspired.
Conspiracy.
So slap them with the requisite charges, every single body, and especially the persons who had children in the midst.
Human sacrifice.
And I do not believe it was the first time.
No, it is not. They just got caught with it. But
you see, the larger part of the conversation, too, Bones, is that even in our schools, we have to teach our children how to think critically and how to question things, because it just comes down to the point where people will tell you, okay, Bones is X, Y, or Z, and instead of reading for yourself, instead of conducting your own research, instead of finding out, you basically just go with anything that you're being fed.
My concern still, human sacrifice. Your thoughts on how long or how often this happens? And not just in Montego Bay. It's probably happening across the country. In terms of
a lot of things are happening across Jamaica in
I
different
found that
spaces.
out recently.
Even the situation that our social media team highlighted in St. Thomas.
Yes.
I fail to believe that this man is working on his own. He's just going through the bushes. You have an entire community searching for him and they can't find him. I will also say to persons in the search, look up in treetops. Maybe he's up in a tree. Could he be getting assistance from somebody? It is likely. How is it that he cannot be found? One man and you have an entire community. You have law enforcement officials and you have searches going on for days. And he's abducting one, then abducted another child. So, when you really look at these things, it makes you wonder what else is happening in our country. How many other persons are aware of some of the ills that are happening in our society, but choose to remain conveniently silent?
I'm ashamed for the country. What is happening here should not happen. but it is happening. I'm getting the feeling that it is happening Caribbean worldwide. Caribbean, it's here. It is here in the Caribbean, but it is so sad and hurtful in terms of what is happening with the abductions, especially with the church. It's shameful.
And you see, the truth is we should see more churches coming out to condemn it, because when there are other things happening in society, they, choose to come out and speak out on these ills.
I'm sorry if I don't have too much to say, but I'm speechless with what has happened. And, I cannot believe this is happening maybe 5-6 minutes from where I live in Montego Bay. It's ridiculous. Oh, sorry, it's shameful. It is rough. And have you heard anything in terms of what is going to be happening to the pastor of this church?
Well, the latest information is that an electronic device was seized. He's in custody. He remains in custody along with some members of the church, and the police are expected to do their interrogation within the coming days. So we are waiting to see what happens in that regard. There is also information arising that this church rakes in over $1 million in offerings on a weekly basis. I read somewhere.
That I know.
That too is crazy. I mean, this is a business.
Not to knock every church in Jamaica, but every church in Jamaica is a very big business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be raking in $1 million a week, some churches raking
in offerings.
In offerings, they're raking $1 million to $2 million every 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a shame what has been happening, especially with this church, because Dr. Horace Chang said it was a challenge to lock down the facility until now. Why was the facility a challenge to be locked down before now? I'd love to talk to him about that.
That's a conversation we definitely need to have. So our producer, we're putting her at work tonight.
He did
so
say,
if we can get a member of the church just to find out,
we
why.
have police officers, we have people, very upstanding people in the community, and members of this foolishness.
Ridiculous. All right, we're going to go to At the Movies with Maisha Brody. Stick and stay. When we come back, we'll have our music artist and, of course, Laalee and so much more. Stick and stay.
Don't move.
Lights, camera, action. Hey, movie lovers, welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Brody. The biggest movie in the world right now is not the latest Bond film, No Time to Die, or even Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's a Chinese propaganda film about the 1950s Korean War, centered on a story of Chinese soldiers defending American troops despite great odds. In just 2 weeks since its release, the battle at Lake Changjin has made over $633 million at the box office. This puts it far ahead of Shang-Chi's global earnings of $402 million, and in just half the time. It is said to become China's highest grossing film ever. Its success is good news for China's pandemic-affected film sector, as COVID forced cinemas to shut and reopen multiple times. It is even better news for the state, which experts say appears to have nailed a formula of making propaganda appeal to the masses. Still on the movie scene, After reports that children as young as 6 were copying the challenges depicted in Netflix's hit Battle Royale-style Korean series Squid Game, a council in the south of England has urged parents not to let their kids watch the show. The Education Safeguarding team emailed parents pointing out that the show is rated 15 and suggesting that they be vigilant about their kids having access to it. There have been reports of schools around the United Kingdom and other countries seeing incidents where children replicate certain games from the show and deal physical punishment to the losers. Even if kids have not directly seen the show, social media platforms such as TikTok are alight with Squid Game related content, with users posting their homemade versions of the challenges. It's now time for this week's Top 5 movies. At number 5, we have Kate. At number 4 this week is Free Guy. The Last Mercenary takes the number 3 spot. At number 2, we have Squid Game. And in the number 1 spot this week is No Time to Die. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
Well, thank you very much for Maisha Brody for At the Movies. Thank you so much, Maisha. And then, of course, Kishima, we have a big thing going on right now.
What's going on?
It is our music artist.
Oh, yeah.
Every week, we have a platform here for people who are presenting themselves new in the music industry. And I love this artist. You know why? I like the way his name is spelt and what he represents. Medisun. 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 Welcome, Medisun.
Medisun.
How you doing, brother?
Love and greetings, All is well. Give thanks. How's everyone feeling?
Everybody's
It's
feeling
great
good.
for us. But I know, thank you so much. I know you're joining us live from Zimbabwe. I know it's in the wee hours of the morning. So thank you absolutely for taking time out and looking so well with a fresh face and everything. It doesn't look
Freshen
like
on me.
you... Fresh face, you don't look like you're sleepy at all. So why exactly are you in Zimbabwe and what's going on there?
Well, I'm here with some family and some friends, and all people sitting and going in Africa. It's always a joy to be here. This is my 4th time in Zimbabwe, actually. So, yeah, it's always a joy to be around and to link up with the ones. Yeah, it's always a vibe.
Medisun, tell us why you're in Zimbabwe and why 4 times there. What keeps bringing you back to Zimbabwe?
Well, Africa in general is a different kind of charge up, Even the way that the sun and everything hits over on this side, it's like I thought I knew the sun over on my side, but over in the west, I should say, but it's different over here. Also, my daughter and her mom are from this side, so I just have an infant daughter, and I'm just bringing her home to see the family and to also get that kind of groundation from early.
That's awesome. Now let's talk about your name, Medisun. Medisun. What's the story behind your name? I mean, with a name like that, I can tell a lot of thought went into it.
Yeah, definitely. It was actually my previous time being here in 2019 where the name started it forward to me because I was operating under a different title of King Mas. And while that was an important phase of my journey, I just felt that it was time to shift because I always viewed music as a healing mechanism and a therapeutic tool. And what I feel like people needed, or what was transmitted that the people needed most at that time, is really for meditation, because that the mind-body connection is really key in maintaining a certain standard of health. And also, most of us in the Western world are actually vitamin D deficient unless we supplement. And that is another issue that makes people susceptible to certain viruses going around in our earth. So I think these are the most important principles to focus my musical journey on at this time.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you, in terms of the name we just established, and of course, the reason you keep going, that particular country in Africa we established. Can you give us a little idea in terms of your music and your musical style? How best would you describe your music and musical style?
I would say it's a balanced sort of implementation of all of the elements. I'm definitely, we have one record doing very well at the moment by the name of Speak Love, produced by Zionite Kings, Moonbane and family. The video was shot in Kingston about a year ago. And that's kind of a hip hop, R&B, soul record, but still with roots, still message music. But I kind of have that approach, I also have certain deep roots. I love Lovers Rock as well. Dancehall, Afro beats, all kind of different tempos. So I try to implement all different types of energies because depending on the day, one might need a different energy to make it through that day. So I just channel all of those different forces. Yeah.
And talk to us a little bit more about Speak Love, because in this track, you sing the lines, words can be a lethal weapon. And it's a track that is very fitting, especially now. Give us an idea as it relates to how Speak Love came about.
Well, one thing about me actually is in my early childhood, I experienced a condition of epilepsy up until about the age of 12. And came out of that in my teenage years, but it's like, I kind of had to be medicated for that and all these things. And the effects of that medication kind of affected my psyche away that other people and especially other children could see there was a difference in me. And a lot of children can be very cruel because children are very honest. They're not a filter. And I definitely endured a lot. But what I really realized through that experience is that most of the people who would show a certain level of cruelty, somebody had to plant that seed of cruelty in them. A lot of people showed a lot of love at the same time. So in dealing with the overall situation on the planet, some people want to go out and change the world and protest and do this and that. But it's really the micro interactions that we have with one another on a day-to-day basis that really can affect change on a broader scale. So yeah, words, sound, and power, and that's the vibration.
So true, and
absolutely love that.
Is there anything that you could tell your fans that they would not know about you?
That they would not know about me. I'm a foodie. As much as I look, I'm quite tall. I'm about 6 feet 4 inches tall, and I look very slim, but I love food.
And what food do you love?
Well, of course, anything ital, anything that is just, earth food, anything that's fresh and flavorful.
Do you cook?
I love to cook.
What do you cook?
I love the kitchen.
What's your best meal? What's a meal that you can say, if I cook this for you, you're going to love me?
I make a very good ital soup.
See? All right.
Yeah, but
yeah.
And what some people may not know about you too, Medisun, is that you are a Grammy award-winning songwriter. Share with us some of the entertainers that you have worked with and your work with Morgan Heritage.
Yeah, so that project in 2015, the Strictly Roots album, I was a part of the team, in the writing of that project. But I work very closely with a number of artists from across the globe. Kabaka Pyramid is one of my closest collaborators. I've written songs with for the likes of even Christopher Martin. I work with a sister by the name of Trisha Mwaula, she's originally from Kenya, but she's over in Germany. I've also written for Jamiri Morgan quite a bit. That's Gramps Morgan's son. So my pen is active. Yeah.
Who is management? And tell us a little bit about social media for you. How can we get to you?
Well, social media is Medisun Music, Medisun Music, and management is actually my sister, Natalie Prosper, and she can be contacted at Natalie Prosper, PROSPERE.com.
You know, I also want to ask you, Medisun, having worked with top entertainers as well, and you know, rubbing shoulders with entertainers who are established, does it make your venture into the music industry a little easier?
In a way, yes, absolutely. And I think it's also it's humbling because it makes you more aware of how much work it actually is. Some people feel like, you know, the proverbial bus is the destination, but when time your bus now the work really start. And yes, I'm just taking it step by step.
Medisun, you know what I want to ask you? Who are some of the people who inspires you to put out this great music? And of course, are there any people that you'd like to work with?
Well, I mean, I think I'm inspired by everyone that I interact with on a day-to-day basis. My mom is like my biggest fan.
See,
love but in terms of in terms of musically, my mentor actually is the great legend, you know, Barry Salmon. I work very closely with him. He's always encouraging and pushing me to be the best version of myself. There's a lot of different ones. But,
can I tell you something? I feel so proud when you say Barry Salmon. You know, I was with Barry Salmon day before yesterday.
Uncle B.
Uncle B. And you know what I love with him? He don't care about nothing. I pick him up and put him in my vehicle, and we drove to a gas station to buy things for him. This is day before yesterday. The man don't care about nothing. He's just simple, easygoing. And I know you have I know you have the same experience with him.
If there's one lesson I would take away from Uncle B of everything, because he just really showed me so many things, but the number one takeaway would be talk the truth and be yourself.
Yes.
All that you're doing here, don't put on no airs and graces, just be who you are. And naturally, the ones who are going to gravitate you will gravitate.
And he don't like no hype. When people come in and rush him just say, talk to that man later, no? Him just tell if you cut them off. I saw him say.
Medisun, you know, you seem very deep, you know, like there is a lot of depth to you. Outside of music, what would you say are some of your passions?
I love to read. I love to exercise, and I've recently taken up martial arts, which is again going into the mind-body discipline. So those are the kinds of things that really keep me grounded. I'm also a very spiritual person, and I really make that central to everything that I do.
In martial arts, are you at a particular belt?
The belt system I'm working through, it's a Korean martial arts system, so I'm still relatively in that system. So it's not the usual, you know, color system.
I know how it is. I know
white belt, black belt. So
yeah, it's such a discipline.
You know, Bones, I want our listeners to get up a little
get
bit
a vibe,
of
not true.
Speak Love. So how about you introduce the song Medisun and we will play it.
All right. So once again, this is Medisun, not medicine.
Right.
Medisun.
You know,
right.
This is the song.
Medisun.
Speak Love, man. And Irie FM.
No, Medisun. You have to do it better than that. You have to give it the right vibe.
It kind of early.
Right vibe, Brethren. You can't come somebody.
So you know what else for the people that wear sleeves.
After
you know
2
too
in the
loud.
morning.
Yeah, not feel with problem. Yeah. Not problem that. Medisun, give us the right intro and we drop the tune right here, so at Irie.
You say whatever you say now, there is no way out, holding against you. And the situation destined to play out the way that it's meant to.
Don't sing it. We'll play it. We'll
Medisun.
play it.
This is Medisun. This is Medisun. And you are now listening to Speak Love on Area FM. Run it through.
Here we go.
Out there.
Statement is a lifetime sentence. If you speak love, whenever you need someone to connect to. When you need someone, just if you speak love. Whoa, whoa. It's a healing song, just if you speak love. Whoa, yeah. No need to keep it alive every time when we come around. The drama be done. Yeah. No negative vibe to the tribe when we roll it up. Nothing on the grudge. Pouring it up, roots in a makeup. Congo natty a bunch of list fit done malice. A young Nabisco gun college and done savage. A grow damage with no daddy and cold porridge. We don't knowledge tomorrow, honestly don't promise. Cause we all have pain to bear. And it's never too late to show you care. And we all have love to give. Let's be positive. Whatever you say now, there is no way out. Holding against you. Destined to play out the way that it's meant to. Remember that words can be lethal weapons, and a statement is a lifetime sentence. If you speak love whenever you need someone to connect to, when you need someone, just have to speak love.
Hey, Medisun.
Medisun.
Love it. Love it. What's the feedback you've been getting on this track?
Holy, it's been really, really well received globally and in a lot of spheres. I know that earlier it was us, kind of what are my influences. You can hear the soul and R&B influence in the approach, as well as, you know, the message music in it. So that's allowed it to really reach into a lot of different spheres, a lot of different blogs and different channels really taking on to it. So yeah, it's been really helpful. Big up Samo Kusha as well, and the whole team that brought the visual aspect together, because that's also really key.
What's next for Medisun?
Quite a bit. I have some new singles coming forward. I'm also working on an EP for the top of next year. But the next major project is a project by the name of Friends Only that will be coming through my sister's imprint, which is Friends Only. It's a compilation of a number of different artists from both yard and foreign. So it's going to be an interesting kind of fusion project I'm excited about.
People hearing the music a while ago and they want to get in touch with you. How can they do that? Give us your social media handle, and if you have a management team, tell us about that.
Right, once again, the social media is probably the best way to reach out, and that is Medisun Music, Medisun Music, MUSIC, on all platforms.
And
we wish you all
reach
the
out
best.
And I'll just redirect any communication to management.
Okay.
We wish you all the best, Medisun, and, you know, continue doing you. We see that you're true to who you are. And, you know, with your delivery and your writing skills, I'm sure you will continue to reach the masses.
All right, I love Keshima and DJ Bones. All right, I love and respect.
Medisun, is there anybody you want to big up before you go?
Like I would have an area as well. You did ask a question before, and I was thinking about another person who's a major inspiration to me is Father Muta, you know.
Yeah.
I start Muta Baruch every time.
And he's coming on right after this program. He's coming on right after this show.
He's actually been playing my music for quite some time on the station under my previous title. So I want to give a thanks for that. And again, I up the whole of Jamaica that's tuning in the whole world. Everybody that stay healthy, stay keep the stress low, keep the immune system high. Go out in this, and I say indoors, no movement days, but still outside. Charge up. Stay connected to the source.
All right. Thank you so much, Medisun, and thank you for taking time out to hit us up live from Zimbabwe.
Enough love to you, Medisun. Keep the reggae music flying high. See? Blessed love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Respect.
Time. Blessed love.
All right. That was our music artist, Medisun.
Medisun.
And right
I
now,
love his name. It's awesome.
Yes, very, very clever. It is now time for Fashion Forward with Shamara Preston and DJ Lollipop.
Don't move.
It's Fashion Forward, a weekly look into what's popping,
what's hot and what's not,
hip and trendy. It's the space for all things fashion. This week we look at septum piercings. Septum piercings are the little piercings that sits beneath the nostrils.
Oh, them things look like coloring them.
Whatever you call it. Now, septum piercings are one of the most popular modern piercings. These piercings are very trendy and equally as bold. Septum jewelry definitely stands out against your facial features, adding a permanent eye-catching statement to your look.
Then if they have then the big old ring, then them nose, must catch your eye.
Anyways, it takes a certain amount of courage and willingness to take fashion risks as daring as a septum piercing. But while this is not new, it is one of the most sought after piercings at the moment. So we reached out to one of the best piercers in the business, Candice Needles Davis, and she gives us the lowdown or the low up on septum piercings. So Candice, if I decide to get this piercing, how do I care for it?
It's actually one of the easiest piercings to care for. It should be done with a surgical steel ring or titanium or 14-karat gold. Once you get the piercing done, you can clean it with a saline solution, which is like a saltwater solution, or you can purchase yourself a piercing cleaning solution. Use a Q-tip to clean either side of it every day, at least twice per day. Well, no piercing when you're cleaning it, you're not supposed to move it up and down. That's a myth, so that's not necessary.
Well, that sounds like a simple way to treat it. I mean, that's how you treat most piercing anyway.
Yeah. So Candice, can Lollipop rock a septum piercing?
Piercings are really about self-expression and really adorning yourself the way you see fit. I don't think any piercings are gender specific.
I will never rock that piercing. I won't pierce no part of my nose. Not me.
Oh well. Candice, any recommendations for rings to wear after you've gotten the piercing?
When you just get your septum piercing, it's most times done with a curved barbell of sorts. So it can be a horseshoe, it can be a banana barbell, it can be a captive bead barbell. The easiest one to maneuver when you just get it done would be the horseshoe, and that's also because you can flip up the piercing to make it less visible or not visible at all. So that would be the best one to go with initially, and definitely you want to go with either surgical steel or titanium.
All right, Candice, how can I rock my piercing while remaining fashionable?
I think the septum piercing in its very essence is fashionable. Like, what is more fashionable than having a ring in your nose?
Well, as for all fashion, and everybody certain fashion fit. Some girls it look cute on them. Some girls, if you have a nice, like a cute nose, that piercing will fit you. But you see, if your nose too broad, load a piercing something alone. But can you go to work with it though?
That's another question for another day. Finally, Candice, any final words or advice for persons who are afraid to get a piercing or already have the piercing?
Just ensure that your piercer is reputable and that they know what they're doing, and hygiene is like a big focus for whichever institution you decide to go to. You definitely want to come to Needles though, but get it. You should definitely get it.
Thanks, Candice. If you decide to get a piercing or tat, you should definitely check her out. In the meantime, go and look at her social media pages. On Instagram, you'll find her at Candice Needles Davis, and that's Needles with a Z, or Needles Piercings and Tattoos, also Needles with a Z, or just give her a call at 876-392-4347. Remember to keep it locked to this space for more fashionable updates. For Fashion Forward, I'm Shamara alongside
DJ Lollipop, the party fanatic.
See you next week.
All right. Thank you, Shamara Preston and DJ Lollipop.
Guess what?
What?
I
Ready for the dirt bones?
I didn't want to say it that way, but you know, I have a farm, and I look at the dirt. I look at the dirt, and I said, "Oh my God, it's bouncing a lot." And now we have a brother who makes the dirt bounce even more internationally. Can I say? How does he pronounce his name? Laalee. Laalee, where I say it?
Welcome to the EBUZZ.
Rich. Can I say to you again, Rich?
There you go and live life.
You got them saying a rich?
Well, you know what?
I'm not gonna say I'm rich, but we're there on the verge.
We don't promote poverty on this program.
Yeah, we never say we're broke, but we're there on the verge.
Laalee, well, go on, Virgin.
No,
I would just say I go and live life, man, and I go and do the dirt.
Dirt.
Well, I don't think we've ever had you on the buzz, Laalee.
No, we've never had him. We've never had him.
Romario Ricketts, talk to us. How you got the name Laalee? Because Romario Ricketts, Laalee.
I can't sing. And you say Laalee, you're off key.
No. It was a name given to me in high school by friends. You get me?
Yeah.
All
right, give me the mechanics of that.
All right,
friends give it a name, but how them break it down to Laalee? We don't understand.
It was a slang. It was Laalee, short and tally, and at that time, me a 5'10", and my girlfriend was like 5 flat. You get me? So I was taller than tall and short. Yeah, the type of vibe there.
Laalee, short and tally.
Yeah, it was a type of vibe there.
So how you got into music? How that started for you?
You know, I'm a football player. I used to play Manning Cup for Camperdown. Usually play football under the girl. So after we win under 20, after winning the under 20 competition, we got trained for under 23s. And we play a practice match and we beat one team. And we bridging them carry a speaker box and I play rhythm. And I just start sing. I would get Laalee, short and tally, and them start video. By the next day, I look at me all over social media. You get me, big Laalee.
Did you expect it to happen so quickly?
I didn't expect nothing. I'm going to say, I want you to go UE, you get me?
Yeah.
So at university, I focus on and getting degree. This music thing, when this appeared to me, I was like, wow, music.
Tell us how the dirt thing happened.
All right, the dirt thing.
Dirt.
Tyree, they're the creator of the dance.
Yeah.
You say a video with him go viral. I was like, yo, the dance movie about it. I feel like we can build a song for him. So I link him and James and me and build a song. So one night we go studio that night and we stay up to the next day. I will build the rhythm, we vibe the song, we shoot the video, release the song, and you get me, everybody had dirt now.
And you know, like you mentioned, dirt has garnered like much popularity. Like, you know, it went viral across social media platforms and got into other countries as well. But Dirt Bones is also still not a dance that some people embrace. What would you say to some critics who think that the dance shouldn't be done by men?
You know, as a youth, I grew up, my mother always tell me, fisherman think about fish, fireman think about fire. So if you got a party and see somebody at Dirt Bones and you have a problem, conscience about it, you got a party and focus on my partner, the other half, you get me? So when me see a man dance, I never see him at the female, let me focus on, so me watch she at Dirt. If the dog had a place on the field.
You don't mind if we play dirt.
No, you're gonna Dirt Bones.
If I dirt, it's not even gonna be dirt. It's gonna be soil. Watch out.
No,
Come, Lollipop. Me ready. Me ready.
Hey, Tyree Dirt.
Ready?
How you do it? Yeah, me clean. Everybody know this.
Mommy cause small man what this. But me know what this, mommy just watch this. I did brand new dance, me a teach you. If you a girl, just smile and show you them bro. Kitty them know all the thing go. Brand new dance, it's simple. Dead with dirt, show them the thing now. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Everybody get your bunks, watch ya. Dirt,
man, let me see you.
Dirt, everybody get your bunks, watch ya. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Everybody get your bunks, dirt, dirt, dirt. Everybody get your bunks, watch ya. Mama dirt, Papa dirt, brother dirt, sister dirt, uncle dirt, granny dirt. One big family of dirt. Ay, over New Land, I do the dirt. Rockfort, do the dirt. Jungle, do the dirt. The Valley Garden, I do the dirt. Then I'm done, don't stop dirt. Southside, don't stop dirt. Spoilers, don't stop dirt. Mount View, don't stop dirt. East side, I do the dirt. West side, I do the dirt. Countryside, I do the dirt. Brogard, I do the dirt. Lockdown time, we still do the dirt. Curfew time, we still do the dirt. Run from police, we still do the dirt. I from soldier, we still do the dirt. Laalee, short and tally.
No, you know, I've never felt alone doing a dance like a while ago, Laalee.
But you never say we were doing the dirt like
no. Don't say we. Don't say we. I watched you sit there.
No, Laalee, didn't I do the dirt?
Nope.
There's a way to dirt city.
No. Laalee. Even Laalee did his own dirt.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to ask you though, Laalee?
Yes.
Whether it's what's on sale or dirt bones or tipping at it, you know, you always find a way to get people talking and dancing. What's the strategy or your aim when you're in the process of, you know, creating a song or an idea come to you?
Have fun.
Thank you. You
Just
know,
have fun.
Laalee, one thing I've learned about life, enjoy it now.
Yeah.
Do what you can do now. Tell people you love them now. Tell people you appreciate them now. You know why? Things just happen and things will just change. This song that you have created, or even the dance that you have created, has made people understand that we need to live in the right now. And we want to thank you for that. When I say
no, the dance creation, you have to thank Tyreek there. They get me the little kid from
Wendy. Thanks, Tyreek. Why you never bring Tyreek come here? Him cause this.
Yeah, man, the look at you talented and you get me what due to Caesar, you have to get to Caesar. You get me in finals. I bet if he was in Africa or he was an African, if he found that dance, man, he would be mad rich now. You get me? When you get me to your Jamaica,
love
you know,
Love
you get
it.
me? You understand life.
Do you plan to do more work with Tyreek Dirt, Laalee?
I plan for work, man. From you have a dance, and the dance. I like the dance and the dance. I feel like I can build a song for you. We're going to build the song.
Well, look here. Thank you for relieving a lot of stress worldwide.
True.
You realize? I don't think you realize how, with COVID happening, 2019 and 2019 into now, we have had so much problems in terms of people having mental problems, financial problems, socio-ecological problems. How have you dealt with COVID? How has it affected you?
You know, say, as a youth coming from the ghetto, we used to struggling, you get me, and struggling make we stronger. So the COVID thing is just another process where you have to just life for life, you get me? So you just have to work with the process, work with the decision, with the big item you're going to make, and just trust the process. I hope, say, when them do work, cause if them impose a law, say you have to do it, you just have to do it, you get me? So nobody be, you just have to live with life, work, and as my tell you, just have fun. Try to see the best out of everything we do. And if you know you're going to do something where just try to do the best out of it and try to do the best out of it. You get me?
We appreciate
and, you know, as as you mentioned having fun, we can definitely see with your two latest videos, Dirt Bones and Tipping Night. Like just watching the videos, just how simple they are, and just a group of people holding a vibe. Tell us about the making of the video, and if that's what you really wanted. Like when you touch out and say, "All right, you're going to shoot the video."
I so me come from is a community called Jungle Jonestown.
Yes.
You see, once a camera found on my gate, I meet people out. So I know say, you see me get them people in my community for dance and everything and rock to this the song I go bad, you get me? So from me get them for it, I realize everybody else I go love it, and a natural video, you get me? We use the resources where we have. And we just do what we have to do, and the video just gone.
Dirt.
No, absolutely.
Dirt.
You can see that people literally had fun.
Dirt. Sorry, my boss. We just get out of control.
Bones, I don't think you're doing it right, though.
No, I did. The problem is you did nothing.
Look, Laalee saw me doing the dirt, bro.
No. I was here going dirt. That's what me go. Right. What you do, Kish? What you do?
I'm doing it.
No. What you do?
I'm doing it. No. I'm doing it. No.
Rich. You know, say
so
something.
Laalee, are you still a member of Arnett Gardens Football Club?
Yeah.
I'm not really. Yeah, no. If I want to train for Premier League, I can train, man. So officially on paper, I'm still a member of the football club. You get me?
Up to this day.
That's really nice, though. That's really nice.
Laalee, it is so important that you stay grounded to where you're from. But the bigger problem is that why Kishima don't do the dirt? I mean, she has not done it.
Before the show finish, I'm doing the dirt tonight.
A politician thing you depend. No, we're not depend that.
It's about Laalee, and I want to find out, Laalee, what's next? What can we look out for? I mean,
let me tell you what's going to be next. Lollipop playing dirt. Play dirt.
No, but Laalee, tell us what's next.
Dance.
Don't listen to
Bones here. Make we see her online right now.
What's next for Laalee?
Fun, craziness, you get me? Somebody
just like when Kishima go to dirt now. All right, play the song, Laalee. We're ready. No, we're not doing that.
Bones, Laalee is speaking. Go
Apologies.
ahead, Laalee.
Lollipop, play it, youth.
Go ahead, Laalee.
The man flap me to back foot. I understand the man.
Yes, guys,
got you.
Give me some craziness, me having fun. But from people here to beat them, they're going to get up and dance, man. Them type of vibe.
It's a great tune, and it has created such an immense vibe in every party. Nothing that we know about because, we're on lockdown. But let me tell you something. This event, your song is an event. It's not just a song. We want to thank you for that.
It's a vibe. You mentioned that you're working on a lot of craziness, a lot of fun things coming. Who are you working with? Frankie Music. I know you did some work with Friends for Real before with earlier projects.
Frankie Music. We have some work with Frankie, College Boy. You get me? We have some work with G Records.
Yeah.
Work with Millennium. You get me? So we have some work out. We have some work with that. Not nice. So we have some work out. They just a build up. You get me? We have work with New Wave. So the work them a build up. I will say lead out. It's just like a lead out. You get me? It's just that the bag. It's just that any song we drop after Dirt Bones and Tipping Night, like nobody don't listen to them. So,
all right.
Just if you go and work with them there. So just go and work with them.
Yeah, man. Give it some time. No need to rush it. People still doing it. They're still loving it. So,
Laalee, if your fans they're listening to you, a bunch of them listening to you right now, what would you say that people don't know about Laalee in terms of they know the music, they know who you are as an artist, as a person? What would they be surprised to know about Laalee?
I am a member of a political youth group.
Oh, what do you say?
And I am a lover of politics. Yeah.
Oh, what you say?
So wait, talk to us a little bit more now.
Expound,
Do
brother.
you foresee going into politics anytime soon?
I see track athletes do it, so why not? You get me? So
what makes
so
you
why
love
not?
what makes you love politics so much?
You know, so big one thing from primary school. I've always been in debating and growing up. When you just there in a parliament, you just that rush there when you see them attack, that rush there,
Yeah.
and then parliament so funny again, cause you have people we have that rush there, we're angry at them.
Yes.
Have an ex-politician, we don't want to hear nothing, drop asleep. So parliament.
Yeah.
So I just have find we are going to just making the country better. You get me?
What do you, as you mentioned, making the country better? Sorry, Bones. What do you make of this entire situation that happened in Montego Bay with the sacrifices that happened in the church?
No say, I don't even know what to say. You know, I just know say the real life the people ever go blame Satan and them thing. They know Satan make the pastor do that. The pastor don't have time on. You know, the pastor just get up and feel like him crazy today. And just be like, say, I'm going on a rampage. So we never know, but you just have some cruel people out there. You just have to be safe and know who to trust.
Let me tell you something, Laalee. You know, sometimes you interview somebody, but before you interview them, you have an impression of them. And you are the biggest throw-off of an impression I've ever seen. Because not knowing that you studied, your tertiary, and not only, and also hearing the vibe that you spit out musically. It is such a, what you call it now, a paradox. Because I was just thinking that you're a man who just do that.
Laalee.
And then we hear you now. We said, no, sir. This
man. My parents have forced education.
Substantive. Thank
you.
My
enough people don't know. I go every grade at school. I change school. Only people say I love school. I go every grade at school. I go from 1 to 13, and then I go university. So my parents they make sure say education and the key. Cause football never have to work out. Music never have to work out. You get me? So we just have to have some
dirt.
I know at the university you wanted to study political science or tourism, hospitality management. Which did you do?
I did tourism. Because I realized in politics, you never have to have a political degree to become a politician. You get me? So I just did. I did tourism. I'm still doing tourism up to now.
Laalee, dirt. How did that come about? Simple. How did that come about?
Vibe.
Can you remember how it came to you? How it was born?
I was drinking. There with my friend, then we drink. Yeah. And always, every time I vibe something, me always hear my mother vibes in my head. My mother usually cuss me a lot, so she ever cuss and say, yo, what this? And
okay.
I vibe, me a meds, you know, me I say, me a cuss them out this. And then me I look for my clothes and I remember say, I'm clean. So, yeah, I'm clean. Everybody know this. Mommy cuss small man what this. Mommy know what this. Mommy, you get me? At that time, it just look, I can't sit down and use pen and paper and write song. No. Me have to hear the rhythm and I either pump up, I'm just a split. You get me? I just so I have time of vibe there.
I'm shameless.
Tell us about the rhythm though, because your rhythm, the rhythms that you're on, they have a vibe.
Yeah, man. All my rhythm them me will come studio and just say, yo, more hear this. And then I tell them play a key and then play it and just tell them more hear. Because I know what I look for. And I am a big lover of Afrobeat music. So enough time hear some Afrobeat beat and I say, no man, them beat are sound wicked. I just inspire me to just create a mad beat.
By the way, Laalee, this is such a big song. We need to give it a little piece of acapella, even a little piece. Dirt. Go through.
All right, yeah, me clean. Everybody know this. Mommy just man what this. Mommy know what this. Mommy just watch this. A different new dance me I teach it. If you a girl, man I say get him pa. Kill it, know all the thing. Brand new dance, it's simple. Carry there. Show them the thing now. Dirt. Everybody catch him on such a dirt. Everybody Mama dirt, Papa dirt, brother dirt, sister dirt, When you dirt, one big family, you dirt, Dev.
Bop. Laalee, thank you so much, my brother. Give us your social media handles and management for you.
Laalee _ ranks, man, and on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Sorry about Snapchat.
TikTok.
Repeat it because we lost you a minute there. Sound went.
Laalee _ ranks on IG, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and for Vivo, it's you don't know Laalee Vivo, you get me. And for management, Frankie Music.
Always.
All right. Big up Frankie Music. And big up yourself, Laalee. Just, continue doing it. From your spirit, we get that you're a fun person and really outgoing and bubbly. So keep that in your music and, just continue doing your thing. And I like the fact that you're not giving too much energy to negative comments because that is a part of life, So just keep doing you, man.
We love you, Laalee. Keep it going, keep it strong, and do the thing same way. Seen, sir?
Respect.
Dirt.
Show them the thing now.
Blessed love.
As Laalee Ranks, of course, joining us tonight. So make sure you look out for his new material. He's working with Frankie Music right now, and he says he's waiting before he unleashes the new stuff, giving Tippinite and Dirt Bones some time to breathe because people are loving it. Bones, I didn't take you for a dirter.
No, man, look here. Me dirty.
Yeah, me see. Yeah. Go on with the dirt.
Dirty, me not care, me dirty. And you
have
to
get
Jody,
it right, though.
You know Jody in here. Jody dirt. She's not even dirty. She filthy. Come, come, Jody, baby. Okay, she says.
All right. So while Bones is doing that with Jody,
Jody is very rude. She says, "Shut up and wrap up."
All right, we're gonna go to the IRFM Top 10 Dancehall Chart recap with Courtney Mack and DJ Brian.
This Guinness Dancehall Top 10 Countdown.
I wonder is who really run dancehall. Who really have the number one song?
All the youths them want know.
Who done dancehall?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah!
Coming in at number 10 for this week was Massacre with a new entry update.
Number 9, Shensia, Run.
Number 8, Massacre Again Special.
Number 7, Alkaline, Sell Off.
Number 6, Poison by Intense.
Number 5, Intense, Yahoo Boys.
Number 4 was 450 Imperfection.
Number 3, 450 Journey.
Number 2, Skeng, Gunman Shift. It's about that time for the number 1 song for this week. On the Guinness IRFM Dancehall Top 10 Countdown. Going to the 5th week at number 1. Jada Kingdom, Diani, Feelings.
Like you know, remember me did one about
number 1.
I made it tell you this is something you know ready for. But like your temper, man, you're different than a regular. I would tell you, say my love, money, prescribe. Look ya, baby, if my tell you, say you are my first love, would you believe? May I forgive it to you, God, you save me from...
Big song, a big song. The Guinness Top 10 charts is where it happens. Only big songs make this chart.
Dancehall can't stand.
Dancehall, I mean everything.
Thank you very much. That's the IRFM Top 10 Dancehall Chart recap with Courtney Mack and DJ Brian. Do you think we have some time to take one or two callers?
Yeah. Absolutely. I really think we should open the phone lines. Big up yourself, Shanga Bang.
Numbers to call are 974-5051, 974-5043, or 974-5079, even 618-0352. Call us right now. We're ready. We want to find out what's happening with you. All this COVID
or what do you think about what's been going on? I mean, for our Heroes Weekend, it was quite eventful in terms of a lot of negative things that transpired.
Yeah. Well, I know some negative. What have you heard negatively?
You mean just the same things that we've been talking about?
Same.
Yeah, it's the same.
We got caller online. Buzz through caller, you're live.
Yeah, DJ, boy.
Blessed love, Rastafari, Ja.
Yeah, man, big up yourself.
How you do?
Yeah, what's up? All you people doing, man? The buzz is live.
We're buzzing. How you do?
Yeah, you know, me there I like a vibes, virgin. Pilgrim birthday, me there I go and jerk up to skin up and steam up to fish in, see me. Mr. Barney, so big up yourself for your birthday. Every October, man, big up on yourself. Friday, see me.
All right, big up yourself and thanks for the October love.
What's your name and where you? Yeah, what's your name? What's your name and where you calling from? Where you call from? Froggy! Rich!
Big up yourself, Froggy.
You sound all different the way your phone turn up. May I tell you? How you feel? What the vibes up there, brother?
I am a teacher, but you know I make a 1 year last year, man.
All right, send him on now. Hey, brother,
right,
you need to talk like Froggy because we can't hear you. Put the phone to your mouth, brother. We not hear you so good, you know.
Okay.
All right, we're here, you know. What the I name? What the I name?
Young man, we are say, I teacher cameraman, a.k.a. Ashe. I big up the world.
All right, big up yourself, Teacher Campbell.
Ashe, so let it be.
Blessed love, yes, sir.
All right, give thanks for calling and big up yourself every time, Froggy. Big up to Brownstone Massive, always locked in.
Froggy, big up yourself. The phone now work with that virgin.
Yeah, and happy birthday to your friend.
Scene 974-5051, 974-5043. Blessed love. Buzz through.
Hello?
Buzz through, you're live.
Simon. Give me
Simon!
Laalee!
Where is Simon?
No, I can't catch it.
Where is Simon?
No, Bones are for go show you, man.
You can't do the dirt. You can't do the dirt.
Watch down here, man.
Me and Jody are the only people who can do the dirt. What you say, brother? What you say, brother? Dirt?
I say you have to make Tyreek teach the thing, man.
Me a the baddest dirt dancer in the world.
For real.
True that.
Award beat. Yeah, me know. More big up some people. Fuck.
Go through.
The time ago.
Go through.
7. Some new youth when I work with it overseas there. Big up on yourself, my boss. Ducks. Big up yourself. DJ Bones. The lad. Me not stay long. Me gone again. Yours.
All right, the boss. Blessed.
All right, my J.
Blessed love. Blessed love. Blessed love. Enough love.
All right, give thanks for calling.
Wow. Hey, you know one of the beautiful things about this program? We have the most colorful listeners. They come in, they're very expressive, them talk, and them gone. Love it.
No, absolutely. Do you want to take one final one?
Yes, and of course, I want to big up my friend down in St. Anne's Bay, Hawkeye Fashion. Big up Hawkeye. Yeah,
it looks like you went to Hawkeye Fashion, so.
I'm so shameful I did. I did. These
all right,
clothes are
let's
nice.
this one. Buzz, you're calling, you're live.
Big up, caller. Blessed.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Blessed
evening.
love. Blessed love.
What's your name and where are you calling from? Big up.
Cosmo Coast Nation from Mandeville, man.
Mandeville, big up yourself.
How you doing, brother? Anybody want big up? Go through.
But that's why I'm big up my brother tomorrow, you know. When he married strong in a Rajini Ochins, a.k.a. Bucky in a Whitby. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you want to say it, but him how old tomorrow?
He might be 19 tomorrow, you know.
A young boy,
Oh,
man.
wow.
I
Happy
can't say,
birthday,
man.
Bucky.
Yeah, man. Second one for Miss Valerie, man. That's big up, man. You hear that?
Yeah, that. Yeah,
All
man, what
right.
you mean, brother?
Big up yourself. Big up to the peeps in Mandeville locked in.
And you gotta protect yourself, brother. Not true?
Yeah, man. Come here, man. My master, you know. You may talk, kind of, you know.
Yeah. But you social distance and you sanitize. Not true?
The social distance kind of challenging.
Kind of tricky, yes. Everywhere you go.
Yeah, but
you have to do your side, right? All
Mm-hmm.
right. I'm looking
Big up yourself, you know, and happy birthday again to your brother Bucky.
Yeah, man, every time, respect.
Blessed
Yeah,
love.
man.
Yes, sir, Bucky. Bless up. Bless up. Boy, may I tell you. Well, we're pretty much out of time.
We are.
We're out of time. So I want to say,
I want to say a big thank you to Laalee and, of course, our music artist, Medisun.
I love his name, Medisun.
Yeah.
And I love how it's spelled. Big up yourself, Medisun. Big up yourself, Laalee. And a lot of people didn't know that because Laalee is a very educated guy. He's been working. He's been studying tertiary. Big up yourself, Laalee.
And he's about having fun, and like he highlighted, and you see that through his music, and when he did his music videos, like he's saying, it's important to him to get his community involved, and that's big.
That's so true. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to everyone who made the EBUZZ possible. We want to say a very special thanks to our production assistant, Jody Ann Dawkins, technical operators, DJ Lollipop, and of course, studio engineer, DJ Kamar, and of course, that's Spray Boss right there. And of course, thanks to our telephone operator, Jody Ann Tucker. Thanks also to our social media specialist, Peter Broadback. Bless up yourself, Peter. Every time.
Thank you to the entire team. Of course, Muta Baruka is up next with The Cutting Edge. I'm Kishima Francis.
And I'm DJ Bones. Join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. We're out.
Sashel, you know the artist Laalee. Me like him real bad.
My mouth, it can't slip. My face, it and yes, I'm no boy ride it. You a Laalee, my name, girl, I spit.